Let's move channel manager over here. We got a 6 SID this week, so if you're hearing an excess of coughs, that's why.
I'm a little lethargic, but I'm gonna do my best.
So this is our weekly recap. Starting, anything you want to add into the agenda other than what we already have here?
Quarter.
Project goals, quarter goals, monthly goals for January, weekly goals. We should probably start talking about monthly goals for February because we're at the end of Jan.
Yeah, we should.
Monthly goals for January, we'll wrap up on those. Do that after talking about linear reflect. We'll go into monthly goals and then weekly goals.
Yeah. Cool.
And global hackathon, Warner music call. Anything else that's big focus for this month that we've already got and seen as opportunities?
Those are the two.
Cool. Starting at the top, our goal is to make it easy for musicians and other creators to build and manage AI agents at scale on base. Any other project goals when you hear that you would want to throw in as alternatives to what we currently have, or that still feels like the top?
Help musicians get paid. Bam.
Okay. That sounds like a good one. Cool. We'll keep that in there. Quarter goals, have a valuable product, lots of new users, sit in suites, use and get value on daily basis. Have we achieved our quarter goals yet? I would say no to all three. What would you say?
I agree.
Going into the monthly goals, users are onboarding their friends. I use the products on a daily basis. Autopilot is the home page dashboard at 10 music marketing influencers, 5 follow-ups. Did you have another 2 follow-ups?
I think so.
Can you name them or look at your calendar?
I'll look at, let me look at the calendar. I'm like zoning. Give me a second. Did you get any follow-ups from, or you got a follow-up from
Sound of Fractures.
Sound of Fractures? That's great.
Yeah, he was trying to use it, and Spotify was thrown in the same error that you were mentioning. Spotify is not clear what people are trying to use is not working.
Yeah. Did we hear back from Steph at all? After the report you sent?
I sent the report, didn't hear from her. I sent her a message a couple days later, I think on Wednesday, saying, hey, did you get the report? She said, no, I never got the report. Thursday, we got her the report again. And I think I have an unopened DM from her, but most of the week was spent with her have the report not actually getting to her inbox.
All right, cool. So count those 2 as follow-ups because I can't find my calendar right now.
Okay, 5 reviews. Those were super helpful. Users onboard their friends. We're slowly getting closer with, I think, Sound of Fractures bringing on students of theirs.
Agreed.
And Steph Guerrero bringing in 1 RPM. That was a long combo. That was before the break that Steph started opening that combo, but we've been progressing it. Any other ways that you've seen users onboarding their friends?
I've been kind of pitching it as we're in beta. So everybody's, I think, just kind of, or at least the people that I followed up with are kind of waiting for me to be like, green light, go. So yeah, I think it's just kind of like a waiting game. So no.
Okay, so that one will leave in progress, never completed. Sweets uses the product on a daily basis. Nope. Blocker. Actions not helpful. Actions not auto refill. Why do you think? Oh yeah, so SID blocker. SID communicating product is beta. All of his contacts are in standby. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about on this month's goals? This is the last time we'll talk about these before we start talking about next month's goals.
Reflection, how you feel.
I think we got sound of fractures and Steph. You were blocked by the beta. What do you want to make that question more detailed?
From like the last month, how do you feel like from a reflection of like where we were on January 1st to where we are on January 31st? Are you happy with the progress that we've made this month?
Sure. Are you?
Yes, I am. I thought we got a bunch of insights from users. The ball was rolling. I think there was a lot of momentum. The one reflection that
we applied for Eliza Kit. We played with all the big AI frameworks. We started live streaming. We started distributing content on a daily basis. I passed 1,000 users from 777. A lot happened.
A lot happened.
Financially, the biggest thing was the unofficially not announced yet Agent Kit grant. Other than that, I don't know that we grew in terms of subscribers, but we have been focused more on building out features instead of trying to focus on getting people to click the pay button.
Yeah, I think it was a productive month. I think if I'm reflecting back, the biggest hiccup was like when the bugs started to happen that was preventing you the app from functioning.
Are you talking in the last week or at a different time?
Yeah. In the last week, like this last week was, and like a little bit before, because like when they all started to kind of show up, and like that was like this thing that I don't know if it was I don't know if it was like a good thing because it made us like go back and rethink through the architecture, which felt like we slowed down, but it's really just making it just more like just like a better product at the end of the day. How do you feel about that?
We haven't taken a step back to really look at the database. And the big thing that I noticed is when we were trying to save fan segments, we were storing like duplicate information that we already had in both artists and in accounts. And I just started to say, why are we storing the same thing in 3 different places? So we did a big redesign of the database. The goal being to bring everything back to the accounts so we can start reducing duplicates and have a better knowledge graph of all of the data that we've been scraping. So the past couple of days, that most of this week, that's been where our focus has been making a change, building out a little bit, questioning again why a certain table is structured this way. Can we delete some data? Why is this data not referencing another table that already exists? For example, the funnel analyses would include in it a chat ID or something that we were generating and it wasn't connected to anything. but we were using a random number. I said, well, we already have a social link over here. Why are we not associating every post that we scrape and every comment we scrape with this profile, with the social profile, so that it's always there? And if we ever scrape that same profile, it already knows, okay, we've already done all this stuff. They were disconnected, which was causing us to duplicate things. Now the core table is accounts. The accounts table has 2,438 records. They have a timestamp of when they were updated and a name. Everything else goes off of that. So from there, an artist is actually an account. And so when Sid signs in, Sid has an account. Sid's account has an email associated. And so if we look up someone like me, Sweetman Tech, you can go to my account, open the table, and then you see my account. And then you can take that and go into the artist table, the artist IDs, and then filter on account ID equal to mine. And this should give you every artist that I have. An artist was its own table before. And so artists and accounts were different things. Now an artist is also an account. And so this link links back to the accounts table. And so instead of having, we have artists and we have accounts and they're two distinct things, they were really mostly the same table. And so now we've simplified them both. An account is just a name, a timestamp, and an ID. And from there, you can kind of compose it. An account can have multiple accounts underneath it. That allows us to then create an org account, which might have users underneath, and each of those users might have artists. And so reducing some of this to more simple and composable database tables, I agree. It felt on my side as well. Like, why aren't the bugs externally getting fixed? But we spent most of this week doing that. We're now fixing all the bugs with this new architecture. I think it was an important step. This next week between now and Thursday is going to determine if the work we did this week is allowing us to speed up or if it ultimately was a bad decision preparing for the Warner meeting.
Got it. Cool.
Weekly goals, helpful actions, not really work. Neither of these were really worked on again. I was going to start building out the 11 labs call. Jad was working on cleaning up bugs. And then on Tuesday, we got the Warner stuff. I put 11 labs up on the side. Jad needed a lot more time with me because my feedback started to get more like, over the past month, we have let Jad run a lot, and that has resulted in him just making decisions, like Supabase just making table changes. And so this week was a lot of like, I needed to do a lot more manual review because I would see him make a change and it didn't fully encapsulate what the goal of reduction and simplification. So neither of these were worked on this week because I would say the reason the weekly goals were not worked on was the Warner call threw a wrench. We threw a whole bunch of exclamation marks on that, and that caused a reset. Any thoughts on your side that you want to add into talking about the weekly goals?
I want to reflect on one more question of letting Jad run, because I think it's been probably 3 weeks-ish. And the first time we reflected, we were like, this is good. He's shipping faster. Do we still feel that way, or is it like, how do you feel? Is it still the same kind of like, yes, it's increasing momentum, or is this like, is there also a decrease in momentum when we need to go back and redo stuff?
I think it's still helpful for him to be taking the initiative and shipping on his own.
Yeah, then you coming in and just showing him where you would have changed stuff and how to think through some stuff. He'll learn in the future and get faster anyways. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Linear reflects, there's going to be a lot of stuff to delete, but the linear is in a very weird state because of how everything that's being shipped. Banner not displayed's been fixed. If any of these you want to halt, flag it. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going. This is what I just fixed. The analysis button on Wrapped wasn't working. I've now fixed that. If you have no artists, this is something I want to show to you. I've been testing the experience a lot for brand new users and replicating that. And so we've got like a new skeleton. I'm trying to optimize that experience to make it a smooth onboarding flow. The app was crashing yesterday. That's been fixed. table updates, linking things, a new table for socials. That's a standalone primitive. Social posts based on a social handle, the posts that have been created underneath that social account. We were associating comments with a funnel. I didn't understand why they were associated with a funnel. A comment should be associated with a post, which is associated with a social profile. That way, if a social profile is ever reused, oh, look at all these posts and comments that we've already scraped instead of duplicating those. That's been updated. We were inconsistent with our timestamps. Artist, this was a bug that you said when you changed your artist, it wasn't changing. Chats weren't opening. That should be fixed. Sign in and out is now a live route to connect us to recoupable.com. Refactored the analytics profile table. We're going to be getting rid of all these funnel tables. I don't think the concept of a funnel needs to exist.
Yeah, in the back end, I get it.
We switched from yarn to PNPM. There was an issue where we were using ints instead of UUIDs. The sign in route again. The missing banner again. Account socials is a table that links an account to the profiles associated with an account. Fan segments is, I don't think fully done, but is close. Account phone numbers was to prep me for 11 labs and connecting a phone call into the system. It's now being put on pause. Account artist IDs is linking an account to the artist that it manages. Duplicate reports in Wrapped. Now when you run Wrapped, instead of 4 chats being created, only 1's created. Artist select now changes the active artist on mobile devices. This one's probably still existing with Wrapped. Artist bar on mobile should be changing. The current state should be fixed. Hide the artist bar on mobile. On iPhones, don't show a download pop-up. Remove the prompt to download if I've already downloaded the app. And then overall, we finished the mobile card to bring that up to parity. Any questions on what we ship before we go into starting to delete anything that we don't think is serving us right now?
No, let's keep it moving.
Okay, how can we delete? What is, if we only keep one thing on this list and delete everything else, what's the one item on here you think is most important to preserve in the next week in terms of the in progress? Big items. Bugs, unique accounts to Supabase, actions being helpful, or Warner meeting prep?
Oh, Warner meeting prep.
Agreed. Agreed. I think for now, delete actions are helpful. If this is important, move it into Warner meeting prep. I think move new actions automatically into Warner meeting prep.
Yes.
Sub-issue of Warner meeting prep. Actions are helpful. I'm going to delete this one. You okay with me deleting actions are helpful now?
Yep.
Unique accounts, this one's hopefully done. Fundamental analytics comments, duplicate, double scraping comments. I think this is important in the long term. In the short term, there's going to be optimizations, but delete the onion. These are both cleanup items that are going to be nice to have. I think for now, let's delete it so that we can fully focus on Warner meeting prep.
Got it.
Bugs. Wrapped is failing. Wrapped shows an empty page. Evals are failing. Read artist is reading from an incorrect artist table. Get fam profiles, missing conversation. Are you still missing conversations?
I have not checked since you guys said you were working on
While refactoring artists, so old. I actually, this might still be broke for everybody. Let me check chat.recoupable.com. Yeah, I think this one's still a bug. I'm not signed in right now. It's in my main account. Okay, we'll keep, any of these that we can move. Chat's not opening when selected. Right now we can't see any combos, so we can't verify that. Any chat message crashes the app. Can't verify it because I can't get far enough.
Well, you want me to sign in on my side, or you want?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You already signed in?
I can, give me a sec. Oh, application error, client-side exception has occurred.
So you're not even able to visit the app. You're still seeing app crashing?
Correct.
Can you right-click, inspect, and share your screen?
Oh, I just okay, wait, hold on. Funnels/wrapped works.
Can you share screen?
Yeah, I just refresh and it did it. Share. You see?
Yep.
Share. That works now. But let's see if I just do that. Okay, now it's going to funnels wrapped.
Yeah, it sounds like you're logging into an account that doesn't have any artists.
Yes, that is true.
So this is a new update that I made. Is I wanted people to automatically come here instead of clicking a button where they see a whole bunch of inputs. Just redirect people here. Type in whatever name that you want. Get started with.
That's a good idea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and you also saw that you don't see that button to create an artist. You see like a skeleton that flashes if you try to go to the homepage. Homepage.
Yeah. So you can't get there until you have an artist.
Click the logo to go to the homepage. You click the button so it wouldn't take you to the homepage. But yeah, it before it was showing you a button, click here to create an artist. I didn't like that button at all. And so now it shows that skeleton of like flashing until things load. If you don't have any artists, it redirects you here. If you do have artists, it loads your artists. In no case will it ever show that weird artists thing with the create a new artist button.
Cool. Yeah. This is much better. All right, cool. And then do you want me to create a new artist and do this, or you want me to sign into a different account with chats already?
Sign into account with chats already.
I want to show you that while I'm here. Wait a sec. Yeah, chats are still weird.
Copy. Are you missing conversations or just not opening when you select them?
Just not opening. When I'm selecting, nothing's happening.
But you do see your old conversations?
When you say what you do see your conversation, you mean like recent chats?
Correct.
Yes, I see the recent chats, but when I click, the page doesn't change.
Copy. Artist mode suggestions not updating. I don't know what that is actually. Oh, yeah, cool. Whole bunch of chat. Wrap not updating artist PFP. Wrap we can't test. Chat not responding. Chat loading thinking state. I think keep all the bugs, keep Warner prep, and we finish up there on.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Sweet.
Linear reflect, deleted weekly tickets, deleted non-priority tickets, goals for February. Warner Music Call. What would you like to be focuses for February?
The Warner Music Call and just making sure that demo is top tier. When I say making sure the demo is top tier, using the shared at Recoupable account to add their artists and get everything prepped so we can show them what the platform feels like optimally, instead of having to wait for things, and just kind of show them around. So giving them like here's what it would look like if you've been using it for a month and everything's perfect. I made some small changes to UI. I haven't shown you them yet because I don't know if we should add them to this week or not. Do you want to see them, or should we wait till next week?
Yeah. Go ahead and because let's add higher or lower priority than doing something for ETH Global Hackathon.
I don't know. Let's talk about it. I want to get your opinion.
Good.
All right. So Figma. Okay, so the first thing is, instead of creating a fan segments chat, just create a segments page. Because that page, when it's created and then you start chatting with it or clicking anything, it like creates new chats anyways. So just every artist, once scraped, gets a segments page where all of their segments exist, and that's where they go to like dive deeper, and they can click into musical theater, and then the musical theater, same scenario, just putting segments up here instead. That was my first thought.
I like it.
Cool.
What do you think of keeping segments as a place that has like an always alive type of feel, so that people can click a continue button? And so first off, in the user experience, instead of showing our current wrapped page that we currently show, where we're loading these things, we're failing, there's a retry button. After we link their social accounts, we redirect them to this page. As soon as we get profile information, we start showing it on the page. We got your profile pic, here it is. We got your Twitter profile pic, here it is. We pulled this video, here's that video. Here's a accordion of all the.
I think that should go here in autopilot. I still haven't designed it yet.
Okay.
I think that should go. I think autopilot should be the like, here is always running everything that we're doing currently.
Okay.
I think segments, I'm thinking of it from like a position of like, how do I go back to find segment number 37?
Right.
You know, like make it so easy to like, I haven't had a chance to check out dog lovers, you know, but how do I find it again instead of having to run the whole thing again, or
Right.
like scrape through my recent chats?
Yeah. Okay.
But I think autopilot, I think when you said to design mobile, I think it cracked the code for like what autopilot, like right now, autopilot is just way too much information, and it's unnecessarily amount of information. Like half of the shit we're not using and is unnecessary. So I'm going to redesign autopilot. Same idea that it currently is, except design it on mobile. So it really is just an always running approve. Like we just did this, we just did that. Hey, do you want to do this? Approve. We just did X. We just did like cursor. It should look like the cursor agent, you know?
Cool.
Okay, cool. So that was my first thing. Second improvement was allowing them to stay a little bit more organized. So it would be here is the mobile one, but just if you this is fan seconds, let me change it because I haven't updated it yet. But let's say it's dog lovers content or whatever. Being able to like hold, rename the chat, delete it if you don't want it anymore. If there's a bunch of chats, being able to like hold and like drag and drop or drag it around to reshuffle, so you can put your most important chats at the top if you want. But yeah, I just thought of let's just how do you make it as easy for people to use and navigate their chats and their segments. Like I said, I don't know if that's a next week pre-Warner or if that's a let's wait until after and let's just perfect the Warner demo.
You got anything else or just those two?
It's just those two. The third one was going to be the onboarding, but I don't think that's important pre-Warner.
So far, potential monthly goals are Warner, Music Call, We want to set up an account with 11 artists, chat bugs, wrapped bugs, ETH Global Hackathon, no details yet, web human interface updates, fan segments tab, recent chats, right click and reorder.
The other one I would say is connecting the new credit system for Stripe so that we can have a more robust a more robust credit system. I don't think it's pre-Warner. I think it's post-Warner. But in the event they're like, hell yeah, we want to use it, like we're going to need to then implement a more robust credit system so that we can make sure that as they use it, we're like taking the amount of credits necessary to charge. So just thinking through that when we get to that bridge, we'll talk it.
Got it.
All right, cool. And then that's good for me on currently what the most important shit is. It's all revenue based and product based.
Weekly goals, most likely just Warner Music. But they're not even going to be using it. The intention is that we're sharing screen and they're just watching.
Correct. I almost want to do it the exact same way we did the last time, because like when you were able to run the ship or run the demo, it allowed me to kind of like jump around and clarify some things as you were doing things. And I thought that was like a great way to demo. So I'm thinking if we could do the same exact thing where you show it, you talk through kind of how you did before, and I jump in and kind of clarify when I'm watching their faces, you're navigating the product.
I think it's just those three. Show autopilot, show new artists, show them that there's actions there. Maybe segments. Segment, report, email. We're scheduled for a call.
It's also I think it was also kind of, I guess it wraps into helpful actions, but like the ability to chat against the helpful actions. Yeah.
So if each of these take 5 minutes, that'll be the full 30.
Yep.
Focus on Warner bugs. It's got to be the biggest because we still haven't fixed the bugs, and those are going to be our focus.
Agreed. Sweet. Do you want to get into ETH, or do you want to wait until this week passes.
I don't even know what the dates are, so it'd be good to at least have an awareness of what the dates are. Is that me?
What do you mean?
There was some video that made noise, but if you didn't hear it, we're good.
I did not hear it.
$20K from Autonome. Make autonomous AI agents easy to create, use, and share. These agents act like smart assistants that can think, act, and learn on their own blockchain ecosystems. Coinbase developer platform is doing 20K, which is less than what they just did, but we already have direct relationships with them. Eigenlayer, we have not built on yet. They're doing 20K for actively validated services, pooling Ethereum's trust network for projects like oracles or rollups. They're looking for innovative AI agents built on that use case. Nethermind, that's who I use to run my validator. They empower enterprise and developers worldwide to work with and build on decentralized systems. Arbitrum, we haven't done anything on Arbitrum, and I really don't build on Arbitrum. They don't say anything there about Base. We do stuff on Base. That's another 10K. So with the 20K above, that puts 30K, which is the same prize pool that we were applying into for the last months. Flow blockchain, we haven't built on that. Let me share the ones that I think we're going to apply to, that I would like, if possible, for us to apply to. Flow blockchain, Gannett, and Collabland. Collabland does DAO stuff. Covalent AI agent SDK fosters an ecosystem of autonomous chief of thought agents collaborating on complex tasks. Lit Protocol does stuff with, I thought there were videos, but I guess not. Decentralized key management and compute network, private keys, credit cards, passwords, and other secrets. This might be good if we have people logging in for us to manage their Twitters, but for now we're not including that. So million, blind computation, OPSEC, no compromises. We use Privy. That's our login system. And their goal is to allow more wallets to have self-custodied. I don't think Privy has an ELIZA plugin yet. So one low-hanging fruit to hit them and Base would be to create an ELIZA plugin for Privy.
That's a good idea.
Graph Protocol does API graphs. I don't know that one would be super useful. Coop Hive, I wonder if they're associated with Coop. Doing permissionless protocol, Crestal Network, AWS Cloud. They do RAG stuff. Maybe if we want to use them for RAG stuff, and that's it.
How's the highest market cap company have given the lowest fucking grant?
AWS. You know what? I'm just happy that they're participating. I didn't click on Privy, I don't think. Where's the Privy prize?
But yeah, the base Coinbase platform and Privy seem like the most lowest hanging fruits.
Lowest hanging fruits for us. Okay, so and they got first place is 5K, which is bigger than what we got. Second place is 15K, 1,500, which is half of what we got. And then third places. And those are from most innovative, best agent using CDP tools, best combination of agent kit and on-chain kit, best documentation improvement, best contributions to agent kit, viral consumer app, agent kit, pool prize, agentic payments prize, Lincoln, our guy. And it looks like Judging will be on the 4th. No, there's a workshop happening on the 4th. I still don't know
when it's actually happening.
when it's actually happening. So maybe it's all the way up top if we just go to info. Everything you need to know, get started here.
Rules project submission.
Staking, connect, join team. Yeah, you're probably right. Rules. Let's check this one. Deadlines must be submitted by February 9th. So we have at least 1 week because we haven't hit February yet. Let me just add this line into it as well as a link. That way next week we can, so if we do this next week, if we don't touch this until next week, we will have 2 days because I think tomorrow's February 1st.
And then, yeah, the meeting is the 6th, I think.
So we would have potentially 6th, 7th, 8th, submit on the 9th. Worst case, we don't touch it this week. We focus on Warner till Thursday. Thursday, we do a recap call, and then we decide if we want to double down and do like hackathon style for ETH Global. Let me document the prizes that we were thinking so that we already got those here. We want the, or if we decide like, hey, there's other priorities, we don't want to focus on this.
My initial thought was just tying in the Twilio caller to Agent Kit.
That's and the Agent Kit is another good idea.
But like, yeah, just like you already built the caller.
I did. 11 Labs. So now we got Coinbase and Base. Boom. You gotta go?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And where is the privy one? Privy. If we do hashtag privy, is that it? It is it. Best consumer experience with server wallets, best implementation of Privy's policy engine with server wallets. Okay. We'll add it to the list and keep moving forward. So for weekly goals, I'm not going to include it in weekly goals for now. If anything, we'll discuss it on, I'll just make that note.
Yeah.
ETH Global Hackathon discuss after Warner Music Group meeting.
Yeah.
Discuss on Thursday after Warner meeting. We don't have anything you and I scheduled for after that. Do you want to go ahead and throw something in immediately following?
Yeah.
Half hour or hour? What do you think? Or 15?
I think a half hour. Let's try to keep it as succinct as possible. If we go over, we go over.
February. It would be Warner Music, and let's put duplicate on the 6th of February. I didn't remember the call. No repetitions. Does not repeat. Save it, send it. I'll move the time. This will move. Following. I guess, did we just want to move our call to be after, or do we want to sandwich it, have a call before to prepare and a call after to reflect?
How do you feel?
Probably makes sense to have the sandwich.
All right, cool.
What else do we want to talk about in terms of either reflecting on January, preparing for February, or preparing for the first week of February in this Warner call?
I think we're good. I think blinders on for this Warner call. The objective is jaws dropped. How do I get started? We like it's gonna be. That's going to be the question. That's what's going to take up the next week after we get off the call. If it's like, okay, cool, how do I get started? And it's going to be us thinking through like creating an org, making sure that all of their artists like that's something we're gonna have to talk through with them. Is do they want everybody with an email address of theirs able to access all the artists, or is it going to be specific people have specific artists that they're accessing to? Can two people share the same conversations? That's going to be the big, and I think that's also going to like having that conversation is going to allow us to circle back with Steph's team and have the same conversation. Is do you guys want to share artists? Do you not?
Yeah.
And I want to make it as basically I want to make it as easy as possible for enterprise to get started. So like really low price point, $99 or some shit per month per artist. Like with 1,000 credits, we'll figure out what the credits, whether it's tokens and compute and whatever, all combined into one. But make it so it's just like they could really simply get started. But if when they start to become power users, we just make sure that we're tracking credits so that we don't end up with we don't eat the costs of API and compute and all of that.
Right.
So I think it's thinking through that stuff after the call. Once it's like, all right, cool, we get the green light. How do we set this infrastructure up so that an enterprise org can scale without any hiccups and onboard their team members without any hiccups.
That makes sense.
Sweet. All right, awesome. But right now it's just blinders on. Let's just fix bugs.
Fix bugs. Right now, currently, Wrapped Funnel does not work. My goal is to debug what's going on with Wrapped Funnel and try to get it work before I go to sleep.
All right. Awesome, dude. Go do your thing. I appreciate the call. Also, awesome fucking stream this morning.
0 to Arweave.
Yeah, it was great. It's fucking, and you had a bunch of people on it too. Like it.
I found that the Arweave community is very passionate about what they do, which is a good sign of a thriving ecosystem.
I was on the plane today. I was trying to find the right model to be able to pull, to analyze audio, so that an artist can upload their single
and we can generate stuff.
Yeah, and exactly. So like I'm just thinking through, like we have an artist and then like right now we're focusing on like their socials and fans and that data point. But if they uploaded their song or their album or like the upcoming shit and we analyzed the information from there, it's just more data that the agents are going to be able to just make smart decisions on. Oh shit, your upcoming songs are fast. Here is a bunch of songs social that are trending on social that are fast, and here's a bunch of your followers that are also following these social accounts. Like just connecting more dots.
Right.
So I think that that's like a cool play. But then I was also thinking like, is there a world in which when they upload the songs, we store them on Arweave, so we're holding things on chain at the same time?
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving everything I'm doing off of Pinata and onto Arweave, and the main reason being I don't trust anybody I've built with on IPFS. Any promise that a company's made that the costs are going to stay low have changed it to increase their costs. And with IPFS, someone has to be pinning it. And so you are trusting someone, and that person is probably going to be charging you a subscription over time. Even if it's low, it's over time. And on Arweave, you pay one time. You pay once to store it, and then it's forever. Yeah. And so I found the cost more expensive, but it's existed as long as I've been on chain. I've never heard anybody have any issues with Arweave other than it's more expensive. But if you're getting permanent media storage forever, that's the value prop.
I think I had a call with the founders once.
With the Arweave?
Yeah.
How were they? What was your vibe of them?
They were dope. I think it was about like the music game stuff and how we could store it there. But I'll go back through my emails and see if I can still find their contacts, because then we could just like have a call, because I'm sure they have probably grants and shit, or like get started to figure out how we can start. Because like again, man, the whole play here is how do we use as much blockchain without the record labels knowing we're using blockchain, so that it's all on chain, but if you don't care about on chain, then you don't even know it's on chain.
Exactly. Are we, and that'll also fix our issues of images are not loading quickly, because right now we also need a gateway to read from IPFS, and the same thing of it being how it is. Arweave, you have fast, really high quality data because we're paying for it up front. So everything gets faster.
No, I like it. Okay, yeah, we can think through that. All right, but blinders on bugs.
Yeah, blinders on bugs.
And blinders on
working today.
Demo experience, which also ties into just like, getting chats. Does chat work? Does you have 11? If you have 11 artists, and the goal is to make all of their artist accounts and chats and everything look valuable and easy to navigate, like that's a full week of let's fucking go.
Yeah, no more side tangents. If you feel me pulling again, like redoing Supabase for a day, I appreciate you giving me the space. Definitely don't feel bad about if you don't feel like we're operating in the right direction. Put a little bit more pressure on us of like, we're not seeing, we should be from every day between now and Thursday, we have less than 7 days. You should be seeing visible progress. And if you don't, just like I this morning was like, is this call still top priority? You mentioned this thing, why isn't it done? You could do the same thing of like, hey, the chats still aren't working. Like, give me a very specific time of when the chats are going to be working and force me to really concretely visualize the work that we're doing.
I got you. I mean, we both have access to shared at recoupable.com, right?
I still have not checked. I still have not checked.
Let me know if you, I mean, I'll tag you on the password in Slack, but like, if we both have access to that, like, and that is home base of beautiful demo and the chats aren't working, like that's also the account where we can, all right, cool, we'll delete and clean up the mess on there, and then all right, let's try it again to make sure it works flawlessly. So I think that's like a good place to be like, do I want to show, if I showed them this and I tried to explain what everything is and why it's all there, and then I do stuff in that account, and it like, does it all work how I expect it?
Right.
All right, awesome. I appreciate it. Look at that, fucking 5 minutes early. We're killing the game.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. You being sick, we finished a little bit earlier. If you've got value out of this, watching us build in public, we shared every single thing that we do as we're building out Recoup. So please click the like button, click the subscribe button, leave a comment, click any of the buttons, help us to get more visibility, to share.